Hello, the last video I compared Kick 3 with the Kickdrum BETA from Audija and some of the workflow differences that I like or didn't like, but I came across this, new AI resynthesizing the kick drum you provided kind of option. And I just went for some of the ones that I managed to find online. And amongst the popular ones as like Kick 3 and the Kick Ninja from the Hymn, which I mentioned in the last video, we also have the Kickdrum BETA from Audija. It can also do that. And we also have this Drumclone, which is something that is still in beta phase. And let's see how all of them do with the same kick drum sample. Now, I didn't take a clean kick drum sample that's like straight out of a sample pack. I thought it would be more interesting if we cut something out of a song. And particularly, I tried to find something that has, elements on top of it. When I say elements on top of it, I don't mean like a bass. That would probably just make it super hard to do. And in some songs that is the case. But today in most of electronic music, it's not really hard to grab the kick drum out of a song that's like clean. Not really that hard in most of it, for the biggest part. So I was wondering how all of these are going to do when we have a kick drum out of a song but it's not clean. Like play the whole song and there is not a single moment where that kick drum doesn't even have a tiny bit of a high string on top of it or anything else on top of it. And when reconstructing something like that, I wanted to see how good these are going to be with isolating that kick drum, basically. So I'm going to start with, let's say, the Kick Ninja. I'm going to start from the back. So Kick Ninja, I'm going to provide it with a kick drum. I have a folder here with 3 kicks that I cut out of songs, and I made sure I grabbed the kick drum where it's, it has some elements on top of it. So let me just drop the first one onto the Kick Ninja. When I go there to drop it in, I could load it into one of the samplers, which is just basically going to load that kick drum, and I can use it as a, click or the sub part of it. I can layer it in whichever way I want to. When I drop it onto the AI part of it so that it like analyzes it, tries to, recreate it. Okay, I'll use the Ninja AI import settings, like the default ones. So this envelope right there, if I click on the amp here, yeah, I'm looking at this envelope, the pitch, distortion, the amp, the pitch of this one. Okay, so I'm not going to touch any envelopes right now. Let's hear what we have. I want to see the entirety of it. This is the second layer. Yeah, this is what it sounds like. Sounds exactly like the kick drum I already had. Let me just drop that in here so I can play it for you. Yeah, sounds exactly the same. And the way that's done is we have the sub oscillator recreated and the top oscillator coming from the sampler. So it's basically the kick drum just, filtered out. Yeah, with that lowest oscillation removed. So in the end, it just recreated that same kick drum super faithfully. But if I'd like to avoid having that sound that plays on top of the kick drum, that kind of a pad-ish kind of sound that's on top of it, I could play with the envelope, the amp envelope of that sampler. Okay, and now with the oscillator. Okay, so this is the kick drum we have. Yeah, you see that, but without the pad. So just a tiny bit of adjustment and we get the kick drum extracted. Not bad, not bad at all. Let me try that on, the subsequent VSTs that we also have loaded. So I'm going to try on this one, same sample. And strangely, this sounds really good. So this is the input. And he even stops it a bit before. What about the output? Whoa. That's really clean. That's really clean. That is just the kick drum. So this uses an algorithm to extract the kick drum from the music, whatever it would contain. It doesn't even matter. So that's just your kick drum. Easy as that. Just drop whatever you have and it just makes it good. Whoa, that's really nice. This was incredibly fast and good. Nice. And the developer says that it could deal with other kind of percussive sounds, but he's working on other algorithms for extracting, snares and whatnot. And then that would probably be the paid version. At least for now, that's the plan. But this works amazingly well. This is great. This was incredibly easy. Okay, I'm gonna skip on to the next one. No need to fiddle with anything here. So we're gonna try the same thing in the kick 3. So let's import the same sample. Sounds like that. I made sure that it has like a nice, fade out. So I'm gonna analyze and import. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, let's play that kick drum here. Okay, it sounds exactly as it does in the sample, and you can hear the sample analyzed here. Okay. Yeah, it sounds exactly the same. It loads the sample you provided initially into the last layer, so you could compare it to the result it provided you with. And it does sound exactly the same. I think that just to get the sample we want without the pad I'm hearing, I need to do the envelope. And this is the problem I have with this envelope. If you can see that it doesn't happen exactly where the envelope is. It's happening all the way up here in the front. So I'm never sure like where this is going on. Okay, so this is what we are getting. Nice. Well, this is really... it has like an envelope. So if I let go of the note before it stops suddenly. Well, this is really clean. And the kick 2. Yeah, it has more of that noise in the beginning. It seems like this drum clone is so really good at extracting just the kick drum, trying to avoid using any of that kind of hi-hat kind of sound, that noisy kind of beginning. So it was really good at extracting just the kick drum, like a really punchy click for its beginning. Beautiful. This is coming out of kick 3. This is coming out of kick ninja. Yeah, a bit noisier, a bit dirtier in Kick Ninja. And let's try the Kickdrum BETA from Audija as well. Let's try that too. And the way that works, I'm just going to drop it right here. Yeah, as a sample. Then get inside and click this magic. And there it is. So now the sample is actually provided right here in the beginning. But yeah, it's just muted so that you can compare. So let's see what this sounds like. Honestly, this is nothing better than Audija. Let me see the envelope. Yeah, you see that the waveform doesn't finish at a 0 crossing, so it clicks. Still clicks. I think it's the sample doing that, the click. Yeah, it's just the original sample we provided, but it's filtered out. Okay, so it's filtered out, so it's playing only the frequencies above, let's say, 200 hertz. That's all we have, and then the rest of it is being, synthesized by the sub-oscillator. So the lower frequencies below 200 hertz has kind of a crossover there, from what I can gather. Let's try without a sample. Okay, so this is not click. It's clicking right there on the sample, basically. Yeah, so if I was to create a kind of a fade out, that's better. Still, that's it. I really don't want that, like that tone sound in there, which is coming from that sound, that pad that's playing on top of the kick drum. So that's what's coming out of Kickdrum Audija. So we can compare them now. Dirty, bit cleaner, a bit subbier, I can say. And this is pristine. So this free tool that some guy has made and just stamped on GitHub and Reddit, by the way. I will provide a link to this Reddit page where you can, go in and check it out, and just give it a like, give it an upvote, give the guy some wind, because this is great. This has done the job that all of them do, but really well. Now, I understand that the rest of them just try to recreate the sound you gave them. They are most probably expecting to get a kick drum and nothing else, which is normal. You could get a sample of a kick drum, resynthesize it when it's clean, and then just use this, one of these synthesizers to just, shape it a tiny bit more to your song. And basically, maybe that is like the best scenario. That is what in most of the cases you want to do. But if you have a kick drum that's not clean, I mean, this is amazing. Getting it from a song and just like drop it in there in a second away. That's great. Vote up for Drumclone. And that's the show for today. Bye. And don't forget, I have a huge music course that is completely free thanks to 11.org. So just go ahead to mixingacademy.com and check it out. Bye.